coverage of the 2019 ACC Men's Soccer Tournament continues from Winston-Salem, North Carolina, as the Virginia Tech Hokies look to win their second straight tournament game on the road as they try to upset the Wake Forest Demon Deacons. Action continues. Wake Forest and Virginia Tech to penalty kicks when we return to Winston-Salem. Wake Forest and Virginia Tech on to penalty kicks. Each team gets 5 from the spot. If we're still tied after 5, it becomes sudden victory after that. This is the second tournament game to go to PKs. Syracuse outlasting North Carolina in their first round matchup earlier in the week. And Patty, you're speculating that we might get a goalkeeper change for Wake Forest, which is a fascinating development at this stage of the game.
Well, hard to know until you see them trot out there, but we did see Dominic Peters take off his warm-ups, start to take a few shots, and now we are seeing him trot out to be the goalkeeper for Wake Forest. So college soccer, you don't have to have played a second on the field to be a part of the penalty kicks, and we're seeing head coach Bobby Muse deploying a new goalkeeper here for the spot kicks.
How about this? Dominic Peters has played in 2 games all year. His first start of the season was in the Wake Forest last game. Played the full 90 in the 3-1 win. Redshirt sophomore from Santa Clara, California. And he enters easily the biggest spot in his career.
And it's an easier spot to come in as a goalkeeper than it is as a kick taker, because no pressure on the goalkeepers to make that save. That being said, there's a reason that Bobby Muse has decided to insert him into the game, and you got to think his teammates looking for him to come up big with a save or two here in these penalty kicks.
Alistair Johnston is walking to the spot, so Wake is going to shoot first. Matthias Swanefeld's got a great wingspan at 6'4", the junior from the Netherlands. Not that it means much right now, but throughout the season, in terms of penalty kicks, Wake was 4 for 5. Virginia Tech was 2 for 3. Virginia gets the winner of the shootout. Johnston denied. Great save by Swanefeld for Virginia Tech.
And this is a poor penalty from Ali Johnston. He doesn't get a lot of it. He leaves it mid-range and allows Swaneveld to get a good jump and save it there, but that's a poor penalty there from the senior.
Dominic Peters is in the net, and Sievert Haugli is heading to the line.
And it's interesting to note Virginia Tech 2 for 3 this year on penalty kicks, all 3 being taken by John Ingeson, who of course out of the lineup with that concussion today.
Haugli delivers. And Virginia Tech takes the early lead in the shootout.
And what a cool finish there from Haugli. Not rushing it, the long run up. Just picks his spot, waits for Peters to move, and slots it lower right corner.
Haugli, the sophomore who has not scored all year, leaves no doubt. Omar Hernandez will shoot next for Wake Forest, the freshman from Georgia. And he puts it in. Strong strike there. Wake needed that one.
I had no doubt there from Fernandez stepping up, smashing it lower right corner across his body. Get a little energy back in this crowd at Spry Stadium and see if they can look to Dominic Peters to come up big with a save here.
Again, Peters did not play at all in regulation, only played twice all year, yet he's in the net for the shootout, replacing Andrew Pannenberg. This is Nick Blacklock for Virginia Tech, and he sends it through. Little stutter step, and then an authoritative strike. 2-1 Virginia Tech.
The Virginia Tech freshman here, not feeling any nerves, stepping up, making no doubt about it, slotting that one home. And a little bit of a shush there to the Wake Forest Hill, seizing the moment and comfortable at the spot there, Nick Blacklock.
Shootout bring back fun memories or stressful memories for you?
Only fun memories for me.
You had some moments. We remember them. Isaiah Parente. Little changeup. to tie it up.
You want to talk about calm, cool, and collected from Isaiah Parente. Just a little bit of a Panenka here down the center. No doubt about it. Putting Wake Forest back 2-2. Still searching, though, for that save from Peters. See if they can get on equal footing here.
Well, if Virginia Tech can stay perfect, they will advance. Mark Hoppler, senior from Switzerland, steps up. And he's past the diving Peters for the score. That was the closest Peters has been.
It's a good jump from Peters. Just a better penalty there from Mark Hoppler, no doubt about it. Sticks it side netting, and looks even like Peter might have got a little bit of a touch on that one, but nonetheless, Virginia Tech will take it.
Wake Forest freshman Calvin Harris, the reigning ACC Offensive Player of the Week. Harris buries it. But we're getting to the late stages of this shootout, and Dominic Peters is running out of chances to make a save.
Well, Calvin Harris steps up here. A little stutter step, sends Swaneveld the wrong way, but you're right. Starting to feel a little bit of that angst here in the crowd at Spry Stadium, waiting for Dominic Peters maybe to come up big. Is this the moment against Pereira?
The difference right now is a Swaneveld save on Alistair Johnston's opening shot of the shootout. Pereira, 4-3 Hokies lead. And now Bruno Lapa needs to convert for Wake Forest.
And yet again, another quality moment for the freshman Daniel Pereira, putting the cap on his night. Sticks inside netting. Bruno Lapa on the year, 2 for 3 from the penalty spot. He certainly had that one against James Madison save going to his left.
Swaneveld can send the Hokies to Charlottesville with a save, but Lapa delivers, and it will all come down to this final shot. And it's Virginia Tech's leading scorer, Christo Strickler, a former walk-on who could send the Hokies to the semifinals.
Well, you can't ask for a bigger moment for Christo Strickler, the skipper, the leader of this team, stepping up with the ability to send Virginia Tech to Charlottesville and that semifinal with one strike of his right foot.
Stricklo versus Peters. Denied! Peters comes up huge, and we play on! Can you believe it?
No. I don't think I can. Dominic Peters had not come up with a save through the first 4 penalties. This is a decent attempt from Christo Strickler, and a good jump from Peters allows him to deny the Virginia Tech senior, send it to sudden death penalties here.
And Wake Forest has its first lead of the shootout. Kyle Holcomb puts it in, and now the pressure shifts to the Hokies.
It's such a good point, because shooting second, freshman Jacob Leibovitz knows exactly the stakes here. If he misses, Virginia Tech goes home. Suddenly, the pressure mounts for the Hokies instead of the Deeks. Dominic Peters, no pressure to make this save, all to win.
Leibovitz needs it. We're still tied. Each team is 5 of 6.
And that's a fantastic penalty under a tremendous amount of pressure for Leibovitz. Makes no mistake about it. Hard and low across his body, and no chance for Peters.
This is incredible stuff. In sudden death in the shootout, round 7, Machop Chol versus Matthias Swaneveld. Chol stutter steps and puts it in.
And this is one that Swaneveld is going to want back. He goes the right way. Machop Chol not a great effort there, but enough to squeak it in between the body of Matthias Swaneveld there.
Pressure now goes on the senior from Stewart's Draft, Virginia, James Kasak. had a goal in regulation tonight. Kasak denied. Wake Forest moving on to Charlottesville on Wednesday. Dominic Peters comes off the bench and makes 2 ridiculous saves in the shootout. And the Deacons survive in dramatic fashion.
Well, we had everything in this game tonight, Evan. A complete performance from Wake Forest. Virginia Tech came and gave them all they could handle, had a chance to win it in the penalty shootout, but that man, the hero there, Dominic Peters, coming off the bench with 2 huge saves to send his squad to Charlottesville to meet Virginia in that all-important semifinal on Sunday.
Peters had played 107 minutes all season, and yet here he is making the game-winning save in the shootout in round 7. Wake Forest in the shootout survives. For Patty Foss, Evan Lepler signing off from Winston. Notre Dame, Clemson coming up. Let's get you to historic Riggs Field with Dallin and Charlie.